Knitting techniques. The knit through the back loop stitch. English style. Left-handed. To download a guide with our 5 favorite tips to improve your knitting right now, visit newstitchaday.com/5knittips. For this tutorial, you'll need the following materials: a pair of knitting needles, a cable needle or double-pointed needle, and a ball of yarn. Special thanks to our sponsor Lion Brand for providing today's yarn. Today we are using their Lion's Pride Woolspun, available exclusively at Michael's Craft Stores and lionbrand.com, in the color Taupe. The knit through the back loop stitch is a variation of the knit stitch, and it creates a twisted stitch. It actually turns the stitch to the other side. You'll encounter this in your patterns as the abbreviation KTBL. Now, with a regular knit stitch, you go into your knitting stitch knitwise, like so. And that's so this front loop and the back loop stay on your needles the same way. Now, with a knit through the back loop, instead of going through the front part of the stitch, we're actually going to come through the back part of the stitch. So for step 1, instead of inserting our needle knitwise, we're going to insert it through the back loop, like so. Now we work the rest of the stitch just like a knit stitch. So for step 2, we'll yarn over our needle and draw through. That's step 3, drawing through. And step 4, we'll just pull the stitch off onto our working needle. So again, we're going to insert through the back loop, yarn over and draw through, and then transfer the stitch to our working needle. So you can see in the fabric that I've created here, we have a row of twisted stitches from the knit through the back loop, and then I purled back on the other side. Now some people do this on accident, and they end up with their fabric looking like this, where the stitches are twisted, they don't even realize it. And that's because knitting through the back loop's very comfortable, it's very easy to do. But you are going to end up with twisted stitches. Sometimes you'll hear this fabric referred to as like a zigzag stockinette or a Z stockinette, or you'll even hear a twisted stockinette. And that's again because that stitch has been moved so that the right leg comes across on the other side, or the front leg. If you're left-handed, it wouldn't be on the right. And so it creates sort of an interesting texture on the fabric, but it's also used in all kinds of other knitting techniques. So that's how we make the knit through the back loop stitch.
Hey, I'm Johnny Vasquez, founder of New Stitch a Day and your teacher for this tutorial. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to learn from us. If you'd like to see more videos just like this, we produce new content every single day, hence New Stitch a Day. You can click the subscribe button so that you don't miss a single stitch. And if you click one of the links to the side here, you can see the previous stitch in our series or the next stitch in our series. And if you click this link, you'll be able to see one of my favorites. And don't forget, you can also download a PDF with the written instructions for this tutorial by clicking or using the URL link that's on the screen. Again, I want to thank you so much for learning with us, and I hope that we've helped make your knitting and crochet skills a little bit better today. Yarn on!